Hey up, Rock God 2004 back with another video for you. And this is what I've been wanting to start for a while. I'm going to have to do this in sections. This is the first part of my Sex Pistols vinyl collection. This first part though, I'm just going to do all the different versions I've got of the debut album, which is Nevermind the Bollocks, these are Sex Pistols. Quite a few sort of over the years. I don't have loads and loads. I know there's Sex Pistols fans have about, I don't know, 20, 30 odd copies of the original ones from all over the world. I've got nothing like that. These are more like the re-releases that they've gone on as well. I do have them on CD, the album, in a couple of different ones, but I won't be showing the CDs, except for one box set. So apart from the one box set, the rest is going to be totally vinyl all the way through. Yeah. So let's get started. So first up, I used to have this when I was a kid and I sold it for stupid 50 pence or something. Glad I finally got one back again. This is my original 1977 release. Now this was sold second-hand originally. I didn't get it from me, but look at that. 97 pence second-hand in Alan Fernley Records, which is Linthorpe Road, Middlesbrough. It's not even there anymore. I don't know if this is a very first pressing, but if it isn't, it's a really early one because it's got the back plain pink sleeve. Later ones had the songs on the back. I know they say like you've got to look at the runouts and the numbers and stuff, but you know, I just can't be pestered. It does have some light scratches on, but they are inaudible, and this sounds absolutely amazing when you consider it came out in 1977 and this record was played to death by everybody. Well, that's the side one label. It is the one with Bodies as the second track on side two. It's not the one where Bodies is on side two and Submission is missing and you get the 7-inch single. I wish it was. And that's side two on the old Virgin labels as well. This is one of the greatest records of all time by anybody. It's not only iconic, but it's inspired and influenced so many people, which isn't bad for a band who when they first started couldn't play. So yes, if you haven't heard this, to some people it's going to be an acquired taste mainly because of Johnny Rotten's vocals, but absolutely groundbreaking. And I think everybody who loves this album loves Johnny Rotten's vocals. So that is my 1977 original copy. Next one is another early pressing from 1977. This is the original first pressing picture disc. The Virgin logo there, and Sex Pistols has actually got the white banner as opposed to the yellow one on the original. And this has got the songs on the back. The songs on the back looks different to the black vinyl one when you see it, because the black vinyl one, they're all over the place. These are neatly listed on side one and side two. Again, for its age, this is in fantastic condition. In fact, I think this is actually in better condition than the black vinyl. We found this a bit weird, but there's side one. It's a photo of them on stage with Sid. Side two is exactly the same picture. I would just say side two there. This is I'm pretty sure it is a UK pressing, but when you look at that centre, it looks very much, the shape of it looks very much like how the US 70s albums looked. I've always thought when I've looked at this that it was a US, but I really don't think it is. But then again, when you think about it, in the 70s there was that many pressing plants, it could have been anybody who pressed it anyway. Or maybe it was done in the US and shipped back over, I don't know. But I did used to have this years ago, and I stupidly got rid of it. Anyway, I didn't pay a lot for this, so I was glad to get it again. I've been pretty lucky, I think, with the Sex Pistols stuff. I haven't paid overly too much for things. So yeah, track listing and the front. That's the original 1977 picture disc. This one is also an original 1977 pressing. I think this is the first pressing actually as well, because there was 2 pressings. I'm pretty sure this is the first. This is beautiful. This is the Japanese pressing, complete with Obi. That's how the songs are when you see it, whereas mine's just plain pink. And the record label on this, it looks like something out of the 60s. It's the blue Columbia label. Not a mark on this. This is absolutely stunning. And I've said it before on my Iron Maiden videos, Japanese pressings, wow. They just sound fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so pleased that this, it's got a couple of finger marks on and a couple of random hairs. But apart from that, it's barely been played. There's nothing. There's no scratches. And when you consider not only for a record of its age, but how popular this was when it came out, it's a miracle. And you always get these as your inner sleeve in Japanese records. I don't think this came with a poster or anything like that. I've never seen one, and I've never seen it listed. It does still have the insert. And on the back there is the lyrics, which are usually wrong. I remember when I did the Iron Maiden ones, I read some of these and I was absolutely bad laughing. Let's pick a song. Problems, right? The first line in the song Problems is, "Too many problems, or why am I here?" On the Japanese lyrics, "Cooling it for the clamour here." Cooling it for the clamour here. And I swear to God, I need to read this because I've never read this before. There's going to be some crackers. These the Japanese translation of the lyrics, they're amazing. I don't know what that is. Very random. It's always been in there since I've owned it, but I have no idea what the hell it is. So yes, there you go. That is rather hard to get now, especially in that condition. Japanese pressing from 1977. This next one jumps forward 21 years. This is a 1998 pressing. I was after this for ages, even though I only found out its existence within the last 5 or 6 years. Same front cover, with the song titles on this time, but obviously with it being a repress, it's got a barcode on now to show that it's not a 77 one. And the labels on this one are different as well, whereas the original had the Virgin labels. This has just got Never Mind the Bollocks on one side with the songs, and then here's the Sex Pistols on the other side. And this one is absolutely gorgeous. Shocking pink vinyl. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is what, for me, that's what pink vinyl should look like. You see different ones like, you know, see-through, clear, and and they just look wimpy as hell. This is beautiful. I wanted this for a long time. I only got this, I think it was last year. I managed to get hold of one. So, like I said, I haven't played records for a long time, so I still haven't played it. But it's in great condition, so I'm over the moon to finally have that. I don't know what the occasion was, 21 years. You don't get 21st anniversaries of things usually, but there you go. It does still say Virgin as well, so Virgin Records were still on the go. So that's a 1998 pink vinyl repressing. This one is a 2007 reissue. And this is the 30th anniversary edition. And this is the one where they totally copied the original one, which had the 7-inch single and the poster. And you get the sticker on there as well. And again, songs on the back. And then I've had this. I got this from new. I bought it brand new, sealed. And I've never ever played this one. So this is mint. So this one, the original pressing with the where it's got six songs on both sides. This is the one with the 7-inch singles. So side one's only got 5 songs on, and the second track on it, you get the first track, side one is Holidays in the Sun, and usually the second track is Bodies. Bodies is on side 2 because this one doesn't have Submission on. So this goes from Holidays in the Sun to Liar. That's side 1, and then on side 2 you see that Bodies is track 3 directly after Anarchy in the UK. This is when the old 180 gram vinyl was getting really popular as well. So that's the record. Then you get a poster. It's weird how they folded that. This is huge, if I remember rightly. So that's the bottom of it. And yeah. It's got all the songs listed on it. God Save the Queen. Bodies is there. This is Never Mind the Bollocks on the top. No Feelings. Most people know exactly what this is. So for those of you that don't, when it's outfolded, this is what it looks like. And the last thing you got in this package was the 7-inch single, one-sided. of Submission. That is just left black with no label on, but on the original 1977 one, it actually was a white label. I don't know whether mine's accidentally been missed or whether they're all like that. If anybody's got this, leave a comment for me below and let me know if you've got this. Does yours have a white label on like the original? And this is ridiculous. Like, it's really, really thick vinyl. But yeah, it's a lot of work's gone into this, I think. And I think on the other side, I think you got like just like a buzzer sound. This is just totally shiny blank. Nothing on it at all. I would love an original. Absolutely love an original. They're just so expensive. They're so hard to get now. But yeah, absolutely love this album. So that is the 30th anniversary, which was released in 2012. 5 years later, 2017, they did a 35th anniversary pressing. And this one came out as a double LP. Record 1 was the album. Record 2 is a live, I think it's like a sort of a bootleg quality thing. Something's telling me when the compilation album Kiss This came out in the 90s, you got a CD. I think it was live in Trondheim or whatever you call the place. I can't pronounce it. I think it's that same gig. So record 1 is yellow and record 2 is pink. You still get the same track listing on. And these came in black polyline sleeves, which is nice. And you got labels like that. Record 1 with side A on, and record 1 side B. And this was the album. And I think this is the one that should be impressed on pink vinyl, but there you go. I have played this one. Only once. So that's record 1, which is the original 77 album. And record 2, which is the live album from 1977, hence why I don't think it's in the best quality, because obviously the technology to get a decent one wasn't around then. Well, it was if you had the money and you were a decent famous band and you had to get up to sort of do a live album, but I think that was the last thing on their mind, to be honest. Oh no, it's not. It's a different gig. It's live at Happy House Stockholm, but it is 1977 again. Side C and side D. And this is another gorgeous pink vinyl. It's very, very similar to the other one. I think it might be a little bit lighter, but only ever so slightly. But when it's like that, it always reminds me of pink custard. And that's got little bits of plastic on from where it got cut. The excess there. I honestly can't remember whether I've played this one. I definitely played record 1. I really can't remember whether I've played this. I will rectify that one day, though. I will do it. And I've never had this out of the cellophane to see what's inside the gatefold sleeve. So I'll show you. You've seen it the first time with me. I'll try and get it back in there, and if not, I've got some double PVC sleeves. Oh, nice. So that's like what the original in-store promo posters looked like. And I think that looks like a load of newspaper cuttings with the track listings on. They're very nice. I've never seen that before. Yeah, it is. Remastered from the original master tapes. And the live one is Sid Vicious on bass. The album is Glenn Matlock on bass for Anarchy in the UK, but then they kicked him out. So the rest of the album is actually Steve Jones on bass and guitar, because Sid Vicious couldn't play bass for shit. He was just the, as it says in the film, the gimmick. So yes, that's the 35th anniversary edition from 2012. This next one's quite an interesting one, actually, if you've never seen it. This is when I found out, or this was the first time I ever went, I think, or the second, to Record Store Day. And here's me thinking I was going to nip out from work, pop into the shop and just, yeah, I'll have that. No, that had long gone. This is alternative takes of the entire album. And it is a box set of 7-inch singles made to look like the original, you know, master tapes, like the old reel-to-reel tapes that they used. And it actually is called Nevermind the Bollocks, is Sex Pistols Alternative Takes is the full title. So this is actually classed as an RSD release of the album. I started to play these and then I stopped for some reason. I think it's partly I went out and I just never returned back to them, but also that compared to the original finished album, they don't really sound great. Yeah, there's the lid. It did come with a download code, which I did download. But God knows what's happened to that now. It's probably on an old computer that I don't have anymore. And then you've got this little fold out thing, which has got scribblings on from the studio. Really nice set out. All the credits and stuff there. So you get that as well. And then you get the records. So first up is Holidays in the Sun. And the next song on the album, which is also the B-side of this one, is Bodies. So there's Bodies. Holidays in the Sun. That's the artwork which you get on the single in the original 6-pack of Sex Pistols singles, which came out in the early 80s. And when it was a demo, it was just called Body, not Bodies. And there's Holidays in the Sun, rough mix. These are really, really thick vinyl, and these sleeves aren't that strong. In fact, the record has cut through the sleeve because the record is that thick. You'd have thought they would have like put these in a like harder card, because these records, I can't tell you how thick these records are, honestly. And then record 2 has No Feelings on one side and Liar on the other side. I think all these labels look the same. Liar demo, No Feeling demo, upside down. I don't know whether that No Feeling is the same version that's on the original A&M single, God Save the Queen, which is like as rare as Rocket Horse, you know. So No Feeling and Liar. The next one, love the artwork on this one. Absolutely love it. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. Yeah, so the next one up is God Save the Queen. Look at that. And on the other side, I used to hate this song. I love it now. His Problems. That would have been the end of side 1 if you had the full LP on. So there you go. God Save the Queen, which was originally going to be called No Future. And then Problems. Demo. There. Yeah, they're quite snug fitting as well. How stupid. Record 4. You've got 17 on one side, because these are going in the running order of the record. And on the other side was Anarchy in the UK. "17 Rough Mix." Anarchy in the UK Alternative Mix. Now, I've not heard that one, so I think God Save the Queen may well have been the last one I played. But it's that long ago, I can't remember. Next up is Submission, coupled with Pretty Vacant. I'm sure that artwork is on a foreign pressing, but I can't remember which country, of the Pretty Vacant single. So Submission, Rough Mix, and Pretty Vacant demo. And then you get New York and EMI. Yeah, EMI Rough Mix, New York demo. I love New York. That seems to be some people's least favourite one on the album, but I absolutely love that song. And then the last one that you get, which the song is on some later pressings, but it actually has never been on the album. And the last record is Belson Was a Gas. I think that has got 2 versions. There's Sid, Johnny, Steve, Paul. Yeah, Belson Was a Gas demo, and Belson Was a Gas demo 2. The version that's on the Great Rock and Roll Swindle is actually live version when they played in America, and for me that's the best version of the song actually. It was never properly recorded, I don't think, you know, like to the same quality as the rest of the album. So there's only like demo versions and dodgy live versions, but I think the one that they did for the Swindle, they managed to actually mix it really well. And that was the first time I ever heard that song, when I saw the film or heard the soundtrack, sorry. So I'll put that back in there. That back in there. Lid back on. So that's the Record Store Day 7-inch box set of it. This is the other 35th anniversary version I've got. The first one was where you got the yellow album and the pink album. This is the CD version, but this is like the mega deluxe thing. It's the same size as a LP version, but this is like pretty heavy. This is a box set. 3 CDs remastered from the original tapes and a DVD packed with exclusive footage. A replica A&M God Save the Queen 7-inch, a 100-page hardback book with exclusive quotes and images, plus much more. There's not much more, but there is other stuff in it. There's the back with all the listings on. This is a beautiful set. I love this. So that slides out. And that's the hardback book you get, which uses the US pressing colours. I won't go through the entire book. God, that hurts your eyes. But when you open it, even like just the inner pages like that, just on the inlays, really nice. Never mind the bollocks. I'll just like skip through a few just so you can get a general thing. Wow, to get an original one of them, that would be more than nice. May 77. It's all dated, so there's like, oh, look at that. That's like the front of the box set, the 7-inch one I've just shown you. So that must be that's the original tape box that was took off. There's Sid, Mr. Intelligent there. I used to idolise him when I was a kid. I didn't know he couldn't play. I found that out later on. This is such an amazing edition, this though. Some really, really nice photos in it. Look at that. My nephew looks like him, don't you, John? I hope he watches this because he'd be swearing and call me all the names under the sun. I think that's the mugs that in the Great Rock and Roll Swindle that Sid was throwing out at people. We should get me mitts on one of them. That's an advert for the album. Well, it is on the front box of the album, of the CD box set of some product that came out years later, which is saying band, and all stuff, and A&M sacked and everything. God Save the Queen. Pretty Vacant. Holidays in the Sun there. It's just such a lovely, lovely thing to have. You can imagine me going through every page of this. It would have took absolutely yonks. Is that when they did that kids party? Yeah, Christmas Day. I think it was 1977. They played a Christmas party for a load of kids. They got up on stage and played live in front of a load of kids, dished out a load of the Bollocks t-shirts for them, brought in cakes and stuff, fed them and everything, because I think it was like for like people that were struggling. 70s was like really rough. I think it was Halifax. Massive Sex Pistols fans will know this, but this is like just for people who are watching who don't really know that much. Totally free. Put it on. Johnny Rotten and Sid were amazing with the kids. They loved it. There's video footage where you see John getting cake in the face and everything. He just really got into it, and Sid did as well. Sid was like a big daft kid anyway. I'm pretty sure that footage is on YouTube, the gig, and it's fantastic to watch. I wish it was on the DVD that you get in this, but I don't think it is. I think they then also played the same venue again on the night for the adults. They did that like one for the adults. I've probably put all the swearing back in, I don't know. All free. Yeah, people were saying ban them and they're absolute scumbags and all that, but they did stuff like that. And this fella here, our John, he tried to warn people in the 70s about Savile, and these got the stick. looks like, as well, that's the same gig because they only look young as well. So that could be that same gig that they did for the kids during the day. Album cover. There you go, look at that. Now that is an item of beauty, boys and girls. And then, right at the end of the book, when you turn your last page, you get your discs. How nice is that? So what you get is the original album, disc 1, yeah, disc 2, oh well, is Studio Rarities and the Dave Goodman and Chris Thomas demos. Pretty certain you get the full version of No Fun on that as well. It does say B-side of Pretty Vacant, but then I don't know. I could be wrong. It's been that long since I played it. Disc 3 is 2 gigs, which is live in Trondheim, Norway. That's the one that you get in the Kiss This. And Happy House, Stockholm, Sweden, which is that other one on the vinyl. The pink one. So you get both gigs on disc 3. And disc 4 is the DVD, which looks like that. It's like the colours of the American album. And on the DVD, I've watched this as well. You get the Riverboat Party when they played on the boat. Now, I've only ever seen the music video to God Save the Queen on this, but this is Riverboat Party, Queen Elizabeth Riverboat, the River Thames, London, June the 7th, 1977. You get Pretty Vacant, Anarchy in the UK, and Problems. God Save the Queen ain't even on there. And then you get Winter Gardens, Penzance in Cornwall, September the 1st, 77. Spots Tour. SPOTS. That's when they played Middlesbrough Rock Garden. And it was Spots because they didn't want to go as Sex Pistols. So Spots stood for SPOTS, Sex Pistols on tour, secretly. And that's got Problems, No Fun, and Anarchy in the UK. And that Spots thing as well, that's the edition they released with the one-sided 7-inch and the poster. And then you get Happy House, Stockholm, Sweden, Anarchy in the UK, I Want to Be Me, 17, New York, Problems, No Fun. I can't remember if all of that is video. I don't think it is. The Riverboat stuff on the River Thames definitely is. The other stuff, or at least some of it, is audio only, I'm sure. Oh, here we go. You do get God Save the Queen, but you get the DVD extras. So the promo videos are on for God Save the Queen, Pretty Vacant, and Holidays in the Sun. Then you get interviews. The Heyday interviews recorded by Judy and Fred Vermorel in August 77. I think that might be audio only. So that's 5 tracks on that. The Steve Jones, Paul Cook, John Lydon, Sid Vicious, Glenn Matlock. So all 5 of them are on there. And then Rock on BBC Radio 1 is a John and Sid interview. That's audio only. December the 12th, 1977, full unedited version. So you do get a hell of a lot in this box set. And I'm not even finished. I nearly am with this one. Then you get this absolutely humongous poster, which do I fold it out or do I not bother? It's massive, right? And it's, never mind, the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. And it's the one I mentioned earlier. The massive ones that they got to promote in the shop. So instead of me folding it out, out. Bell End. Instead of me folding it out or unfolding it, here's a picture of it. And then finally in the box, you get this wallet with that amazing Jimmy Reed artwork on, who's only passed away last week, I think. Bless him. And that on the other side. And then what you get in here is that's like a copy or facsimile, whatever you call it, of the God Save the Queen lyrics, which is called No Future. And something's telling me that was written in the office by John. So I think that's actually a copy of Johnny Rotten's handwriting, because he did the lyrics, I think. I'm sure it's him. Malcolm McLaren's name on there, looking glitter best. Wow. And then you get 2 stickers. And finally, this absolute little beaut. The A&M replica of God Save the Queen. With no feeling on the back. With Glenn Matlock playing bass. Again. Oof. That is so heavyweight. Never been played. I was so excited to see that when this came out. So put them little bits and bobs back in there. Get in. Egypt. They're getting caught on the 7-inch single. There we go. Wonderful. So that is the 35th anniversary CD/DVD/hardback book slash 7-inch single edition in that lovely box set. Next up is another RSD Record Store Day release, and this is from 2015, and it's a UK picture disc. But unlike the original, they've made the outer one look the same, but instead of Virgin, it's Universal now, and they've just used the album artwork instead of the band photograph. Song listing on the back, which looks pretty much the same as the original 77 one, and then the actual picture disc. You get the artwork, front artwork on one side, and that back of the sleeve track listing on side 2. So this is like the standard edition track listing with bodies on side 1 as track 2. So that's the Record Store Day exclusive UK picture disc. Now I can't remember whether this was the same year as that UK picture disc or whether it was the year after. But this is the US RSD version of the picture disc with the US artwork on. And it's got the Warner Brothers logo, because that's what record label it was released on in the States. And then you get an official RSD sticker on there. Track listing on the back. I do like the colours for the US one, but I do think the UK one looks better. The yellow and pink. So the picture disc. Oh God, this didn't have a plastic inner. Oh, weird. Whereas the UK one did. So there's the side 2. And there's side one. I do like the US picture disc version better, like. Don't know, the colours seem to look better on vinyl there than the other one. Does this one have the year on? Because it doesn't on the sleeve, I know that. No, it just says 1977, which is the original release. Again, both picture discs are unplayed. I will have to try and get a sleeve for that, actually. Didn't realise it didn't have it in it one. Weird. Very strange. Because all picture discs normally have some sort of a polyline sleeve. I think I've got some of the you know, the ones that you get in Japanese releases. I think I've got some of those spare. So that's the Record Store Day US picture disc. This next one came out in 2016. And I got this one in HMV on Oxford Street in London. Unfortunately, it's slow. It's shut down now, but I've heard it's reopening again. This is when we went back a year later after our wedding. Like, it was our anniversary. We went back because we went back to the Harry Potter thing, and this came out. And I missed it in HMV, so I'm telling a lie, I didn't get it in HMV. I got it on HMV.com because it had sold out in the shop. It sold out on the website. I kept going on and back on and back on, and eventually I found one and got it. I think somebody must have cancelled their order. I was very lucky to get it. I did get Iron Maiden's Brave New World, though. They were the two I wanted. Got the Maiden one. No chance with the Pistols. So this is it. It's an HMV exclusive, and it's on yellow vinyl. Now, I thought I'd picked up a dodgy one, but I hadn't. There you go. Side A. Side B. I tell a lie. It's the next one I'm going to show you that I thought was dodgy. There you go. Yellow vinyl. Can't remember whether I've played this or not. I think I have, but I can't remember. It's how pale yellow that is compared to, like, the earlier yellow ones. That's what I mean when you get pink vinyl and it's pale. But somebody actually told me not so long ago that this has shot up in value with it being the HMV exclusive. It's gone for daft money. So that's the HMV exclusive yellow vinyl. This is the one I thought was dodgy. This is 2016. I didn't realise I'd wrote it on there. This is the one where I was up and down. I couldn't get it in London, so I tried on the website. This is the HMV pink exclusive. And this is why I thought this one was dodgy. Think back to the double one, the pink and yellow one, where it said side A, B and C, record 1 and record 2. Right, I thought that all they've done is took this out of that set, but then thinking about it, no, they haven't. Because record 1 was yellow. This is pink. They did, however, use up the old labels, because it says at the bottom, look, record 1. And I remember a lot of people going, hang on a minute, but that's all it was. Instead of printing new labels, just use them up. Tight asses. But record 1 in that set was actually yellow vinyl, and I just panicked and didn't realise that at the time, so yeah. I think it's the yellow one that goes for more, but that is also harder and harder to find now as well. But I was very, very lucky to get that when I did. I was gutted because I said when I get home from London, which was the Sunday, I'm going to try and get it again. But I kept going back and refreshing, and all of a sudden it went bang for sale, straight in, got it. I was lucky. And as soon as I went back there, it was sold out again. I'm putting it down, look. Egypt. So yes, that's the 2016 HMV exclusive on pink vinyl. This one is another Record Store Day release. yeah, the record store day like did start to get a little bit out of hand. But up to now, I think this is the last one they've done. This is apparently how the album was originally going to come out. I'm assuming this must have been before they got signed to Virgin, and when God Save the Queen got pressed on A&M. Thus, so this one's just called God Save the Sex Pistols. And on the sticker it says, unreleased, original version of Nevermind the Bollocks, here's the Sex Pistols. So this is how it was meant to be. And I'm glad it wasn't, because God Save the Queen isn't on it. Somebody's told me as well that this is different mixes. I did only play this once. It didn't sound any different to me. Except for the fact that God Save the Queen was missing. And I was like, yeah, that does not sound the same without God Save the Queen on. Nice labels, though. And that's the side 2 label. So on this one, side 1, this is weird. First song on is 17, then Pretty Vacant, then New York, then Holidays in the Sun, then Liar, then Problems. Side 2, Anarchy in the UK, Submission, No Feelings, Satellite, and EMI. How weird. So, some of the earlier Virgin copies don't have bodies, or don't have Submission on, but they give you the single. And yet this one didn't have God Save the Queen. There you go. I knew nothing about this until this come out. It does have a download code. I have no idea whether I downloaded it or not. I can't remember. I really can't remember. But yeah, to the best of my knowledge, that's the only release that's ever had. I don't think it's had a CD release in that format. So that's the RSD God Save Sex Pistols version. And we're on to the final one. This is not an original pressing. This is a repress from, it's only about, 3-4 years back, I think, if that. But it is pretty much, apart from the sticker at the bottom here, they've made it look as close to the can as the original. So it's the US pressing on black vinyl. Now on the US pressing, Submission, they had to print stickers and put it on earlier copies. And that is a sticker. They've even reprinted the sticker. And I think originally, it was white, but then when all the glue started to soak, you could see the green come through. They've even tried to make that look like that. The only other thing is this a sleeve? No. The inner sleeve to the US one was a picture sleeve, and it looked like that. And that on the other side. Whereas with this one, they've made it into a fold out. Because they've actually put the record in a lovely polyline sleeve. Like I said, this was released on Warner Brothers Records in the States. And that's what the original labels looked like. And side 2. Now I know that there is a green vinyl version of this, and I think whether it's the same pressing or an early one or not, I think there's a pink. Love to get my mitts on them. but this was the cheaper option, because coloured vinyl, it like sells out pretty much straight away when it's stuff like a band like this. Sex Pistols always sell, always. And then if you're not fast, you snooze, you lose. Simple as that. And it makes it harder, the fact that it's an American press anyway. But I'm sure there is a green, and I'm pretty sure there's a pink. I would love to get my mitts on them. So that is the replica original US pressing on Warner Brothers Records. So there you go. That's the lot. That's my entire vinyl collection of just the Nevermind the Bollocks album. I do have other stuff which I'll do in separate videos. I'll fit in wherever I can. And I'll do the singles at some point as well. The singles, I've got some absolute crackers. But I mean, I got into the Sex Pistols when I was like 10, 11-year-old. Then when I found it, Iron Maiden, I sold all my stuff dirt cheap, thinking, yeah, crap, don't want to know anymore. Don't ever do that, boys and girls. If you're into somebody and you've got their stuff and you know that they're going to be around for a long time, I don't mean crap that comes and goes like One Direction. I mean people like the Sex Pistols. I mean, I don't like them, but plenty do. Like Nirvana, people still like them now after all these years. I'll say Iron Maiden because it's true. But even people like the Rolling Stones, if you have any of them things, if you go off them, don't get rid, because they shoot up in value depending on who it is. So there you go. That is my Bollocks video. I hope you enjoyed that and didn't get too bored. I know there's a couple of people who've been waiting to see this. I hope you've enjoyed it. So thank you very much for watching. All two of you. I really, really do appreciate it. And if you've subscribed, thank you so much. It does mean a lot. And I will see you very, very soon on the next video. Y'all take care of yourselves. Ta-ta.